It's Susi Shin, and I'm now joined on Zoom with Lauran Hibberd. How are you, Lauran? You all right?
Yo, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Not too bad, not too bad. We were just discussing the old lockdown vibes, and you're in tier one going into, so you're going to have some free time.
I know, absolute perks of living on the Isle of Wight for once in my life. It's paid
Yes.
off.
Yes, it feels good. And
Yeah.
I was having a look on your social media, and it looks like you've been binging a few programs while you've been on lockdown. I saw you got to the end of Lost, and it
Oh,
triggered a
God.
bit of a sad emotion for you.
There is still a gaping hole in my heart. I can't get over it. I think about it before I go to bed, like every night. It's on my mind.
Those
It,
programs really dig deep, don't they? They
they
push a
really do.
button.
I think especially like in lockdown when you watch something in really quick succession and you're like, there's no break and you can watch it literally 24 hours a day if you wanted to.
It's literally like a massive movie. You're
Yeah,
literally there for like hours, like eating and just watching. It's
yeah.
great.
It takes hold of your life, and when it's gone, you're just left with this. It's like breaking up with someone. You're like left with this weird, like, what do I do without them now?
Yeah. Do I talk to people now? Like, how do I
Yeah.
communicate? What's
Is
going
there a
on?
lost therapy group that I can
No, I
attend?
bet there is. I bet there's a group on
Yeah.
Facebook where you could discuss it.
Well,
100%.
yeah, I'm gonna try and find it. It'll be like Lost Anonymous or something.
That's it. If not, Lauren Hibberd's going to make one. She's
I'm
going to
gonna
have it.
start this. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but I was having a look at where you kind of started and stuff. And it was kind of the age of 14 that you first picked up a guitar, wasn't it?
Yeah. So quite young. I was like desperately looking for a hobby because I just sucked at everything else that I tried to do. And it
Yeah.
was sort of, when you're at that age when all your friends have like got their thing and like one's really good at netball and like one's like smashing
Yeah.
GCSE dance and
Yeah.
you're sort of like sat in set through science, still no idea what's going on with anything.
That's
So I was
me.
sort of like really needing something to be good at. So I started taking lessons and I loved it.
Yeah. And then you get, I mean, do you remember like the first song you ever wrote? Did it roll into like your first ever song that you might have penned?
Yeah, I mean, the first song I wrote was so cringy, um, obviously, because I was so young. And
Yeah.
it was called Better Days. And it was about, I just wanted everyone in my family to have a really good day every day.
Oh, I love that.
It's so lame, but it's still probably like my mum's favourite song in the world. So,
I feel like that's a good one for lockdown. Maybe you should
Yeah,
rebirth it and get everyone to
sure,
feel good. I feel
sure.
like
I will bring it back out for once only.
the B-side, just like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
the one. Oh man, but you first kind of got into a studio as well. It was kind of like the Isle of Wight competition that led you to first get in a studio. So what was
Yeah.
that like for you? Because were you just kind of like doing all your tunes at home before that?
Yeah, I was sort of just like a bedroom artist, really, like writing at home for fun. So yeah, when obviously I got to meet, some producers and work in the studio, it really like opened me up to, well, literally everything. I mean, I got
Yeah.
sent home with a Weezer record and my life just changed.
Yes.
So yeah, God
Did,
bless Weezer.
did you get it on repeat? It's one of those like couple of albums that you have where you can listen to top to bottom and it just takes you back to that
Yeah,
time.
absolutely. And I listen to it, like there's not a week that goes by where I haven't listened to it. I
You
love
need
it.
those albums though, don't you? Especially in lockdown and like things like that. Music is so important. And when you have
Oh,
those
for
albums you can go
sure.
back to, it's like,
Yeah,
yes.
and I'm such a sucker for just listening to stuff that came out a million years ago as well. I'm not really down with all the new stuff, so I'm forever, on the 90s playlists and 80s pop party is a bit of me as well.
I love that. That takes you back to Sing Star when you used to get
Yeah,
Sing Star and you like know all
yeah,
the words. You're like, I can sing because
yeah,
I can do Sing Star. But
yeah.
I mean, you can actually sing, so you don't need that validation. You've got it already, so you're good. Oh, but I think those 90s bands in particular, they have those kind of very witty, relatable lyrics, and that's what I really like about your songwriting. Is it's kind of like self-deprecating at times, but it's got that kind of dark wittiness to it, which I love that
Yeah.
kind of like underneath to it, which is
Oh,
great.
thank you so much. I think that just sort of comes out of my personality. I'm very sort of self-deprecating, dry humor.
Yes.
So I think it does accidentally pour out into, the lyrics and just like the overall sound.
I think that's nice because it makes it relatable then. Because I think we all have those self-deprecating times where we're just like,
Oh,
oh, just get down, don't you? You're just
oh
like,
yeah,
oh.
I think I have a personality crisis at least twice a week.
Yes,
And I'm like, what, who am I today?
Yeah. If you don't, are you a normal person? I mean, that's what you got to question, isn't it?
Normalise identity crises. That's
Absolutely. Get it out. Get another group going on Facebook. I'm sure there's another group on
I've
Facebook.
got so many support groups to start.
That's it. That's your next project on the side.
Yeah.
But I was having a look at your website and I love that you said, don't tell me stories because I'll write songs about them. I love that. I love that a lot. Do you kind of take experiences when you overhear conversations or like little bits that you pick and think, I'm going to put that in there?
I do. I guess I'm a watcher. I'm a people watcher. I think it's funny, not intentionally. I'm never like listening to someone's story being like, oh, I'm going to write about this. It just accidentally happens. If I'm like thinking about something or something that's happened to someone a lot, it accidentally just sort of pours out. So I'm always like, oh, be careful because you might end up in the next record.
It's subliminal sometimes, isn't it? Because sometimes you hear something and you think, where have I heard that? But that's good. I'm going to take that and write it.
Yeah, it isn't, done with, I'm not like, tell me all your horrible stories I'm going to write about it. It's normally but that could just be a cover-up. Maybe I am secretly just sourcing everyone's pain and using it for commercial music. But
it sells. It's good. As long as it sells, it's fine, isn't it? That's the main thing. Yeah. Someone's probably going to listen to a track and think, oh my gosh, that situation is just like mine. Yeah. This person. It's probably happened a few times.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
But Old Nudes is one of my favourite tracks. I absolutely love that. It's so fun. And the video was just perfect. I think it went so well with the track, with the whole webcam stuff. I think, did you film that in lockdown?
Yeah, I did. So I just filmed it. Obviously, I had a big plan for that video and I'd actually hired out one of the only nightclubs on the Isle of Wight and I was going to do this like massive thing. And obviously we got stuck in lockdown so they were like, you're going to have to film it yourself. So I was like, cool, I'll use my laptop webcam, like old school style webcam. And I just toured the whole house, the street, my mum, just got everything involved, the dogs. Worked out quite well, I think. It's quite funny.
I think it looks sick, and I think like it just goes with the premise of the song as well. I just think it works so well. And to be honest, it's been quite nice watching these sort of videos done on webcams and stuff, because I think this is our world at the moment. So it's just quite nice seeing things being created from them as well. I quite like that.
Definitely. It's definitely good to see people like not shying away and not doing it, and they're actually getting stuck in with what they've got. So yeah, I think it's good. It's good fun. I found it really fun to film it, to be honest.
That's the way.
Yeah, I just like every now and then I'd just be like, just get out of the shower and I'd be like, I'm gonna film this. And I think it's like normally you go and do like a shoot and you do like 2 days or something. But yeah, it was quite fun to like at any time of the day just be like, I might film this, chuck it in.
Yeah, whack it in. It's like your own little Instagram story, but a music video. Yeah, I like that. Sure. Yeah. Do you always have like an idea of how you want your music videos to look? Because a lot of them have got like a really nice kind of cinematic feel. Like Sugar Daddy was just amazing. I love that video. I just love all your concepts and things. Do you have like an idea when you've written a track and think, oh, I'd love to explore that with a music video?
I mean, I'm one of those people that as soon as I've written a song, I envision the artwork and the video straight away. And that's normally a good indicator to me that I'm like onto something that I think is going to work. So as soon as obviously the Sugar Daddy track was written, I was like, oh, it'd be so good, wouldn't it, to do like Sugar Daddy auditions, get some like really old men. And everyone's like, I don't think you're going to be able to pull that off. Like, where are you going to find old men from? I'm like, I live on the Isle of Wight.
Hold on.
Of old men. So I'm like calling my neighbours up, being like, oh, your friends from the Bowls Club, do you think they'd be up for like...
That's amazing. That's so good. They all played the part so well as well. I love the guy that comes out of that swanky car and he's just like swagging it through.
I know. It was good fun. It was a really good day and they were all really nice and they got stuck in. They weren't sort of, I think you must hit a certain age and you lose all sort of embarrassment. You know what I mean? They were really just like, they didn't really care. They were up for it, so it was good fun.
That's the main thing, isn't it? It's all a bit of fun, isn't it? And that's the main thing. But it looked fab. It looked so, so good. And I loved your boy bye one as well, because you had Zuzu and you had Jerry Williams. So you had a bit of an all-star boy band going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, very much getting all the girls together. As well, it was such a good excuse just to see everyone. I sort of used it as like I just really want to hang out with my friends. So let's do it on a work premise. Yeah, it was really good fun. And I think obviously because the track's all about, boys, it was really, a really good juxtaposition to have, all the girls doing all the stuff that boys do as well.
Yeah, I loved. Did you have like is it like a caravan you shot in, or was it like a
Yeah.
converted something?
Yeah, so it was like one of those old like alien caravans, you know, they're all super like
Proper
metal.
70s
Yeah.
vibe, yeah.
Yeah, so I sort of had this idea that I wanted to like portray this sort of front man in a band who's, you know, only really cares about himself, and I leave everyone else waiting, and, you know, I take ages to get ready. So I think the whole thing was, you know, the girl's supposed to be like, come on, Lauren, get it
Sort
together.
it
We have
out.
stuff to do. Yeah, we were sort of all just like mocking, you know, a boy band really.
Yeah, it's good, but again, people like relate to it because everyone knows what, you know. We've all been there. We've all
We
seen
all
different
know
things.
one guy who's
Yeah,
front of the band who we hate. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. It happens to us all. It
It
happens to us
does.
all.
It does.
And the Harley Davidson, like you said about artwork, sit on that Harley. Is that Harley Davidson you
It
sat
is
on?
Harley Davidson,
It's
yeah.
so sick. What did you think? What was the kind of thought process you were like? You know what? This needs me on a bike, and I like that.
So I actually, my uncle, his name's Oz, he's a massive like motorbike fan. He's got Harley Davidsons and stuff. And we
Yeah.
were literally, I just finished recording Boy Bye, and I went round there and we were just chatting and stuff, and he was showing me his bike. So I was like, oh my God, it's so cool. And
Yeah.
he's like, sit on one, sit on one. And I was like, all right. And then I had a photo done with it, just like casually. And I was like, oh my God, it looks sick. It looked so funny. It was so funny instantly because I didn't look like I belonged.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there's something in this. And then I got the original photos back and I was like, I love it. But the sky was just blue. And I was like, it looks too nice. It looks like I'm trying to be, you know, a pro biker. So I was like, let's Photoshop some crazy lightning storm to make it super Terminator style.
Yeah.
Random.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how the sky wasn't actually real, much to everyone's disgust.
Oh, I was gonna say, I mean, that would be badass. I just caught the lightning, just sick, like, yeah.
Imagine. I love Photoshop so much.
You
It's
can do
so
anything with Photoshop, can't you?
good.
It's just, well, one day you might get sponsored by Harley Davidson. You might get your own bike. That would be
Oh my
sick.
God, I was trying really hard. I was tagging them and everything. Like, come on.
Look at what I've done. Look at this photo. It'd be amazing if you were out on the front page of their website, just like
Oh my
advertising a
God,
bike.
it would be so cool. It would be so cool.
One day, that's the aim.
One day.
But you worked with Susi Shin on your track as well, which is
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. I mean, she's worked with some incredible people like Weezer and Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
How was it getting in the studio with her?
So, funny story, I was due to go in the studio with her, and then obviously coronavirus happened.
Oh no.
So we actually did it all remotely, which was
Wow.
crazy. But I feel like I know her so well. You know, we spent a lot of time on FaceTime with each other. Obviously the time difference was tricky because when she was recording drums, I was sort of like asleep at 3 a.m. But she'd FaceTime me and I'd wake up and I'd be looking at the phone. God knows what she saw. I feel so sorry for her. And I'd be like, yeah, it sounds great. And yeah, we just really went back and forth on it. And there was something quite cool actually in the sense that the song was always being worked on. Like when I was going to sleep, she was working on it. When she was asleep, I was working on it. So there was this really like 24-hour stream of ideas, which I think was really helpful. And she's just really funny. She's sick. So I think as soon as we can get in the studio together, which will hopefully be next year, it'll be so fun.
Gonna probably click. But it's nice that you had that back and forth regardless, so it still kind of flowed in a way because you were just doing things in different parts anyway. So
absolutely, yeah. And it was, you know, you kind of get to know each other really. Like, I mean, everyone these days gets to know each other online, so I think so cool. By the time I meet her, there'll be no awkward like, hi. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's so important as well with the producer that you get on with them as well, not only musically but personally as well, because like there's so many, a lot of bands say their best work comes out of like producers that they get on really well with, because you can just get the best out of each other, can't you? And push and pull and stuff.
Yeah, we were always talking about sort of lame Netflix films that we love because we're deep down 13-year-old girls. So I think that instantly drew us together.
Was she a Lost fan? Did you manage to talk to her about Lost?
No, I actually didn't.
You needed that. You needed that outlet as well.
We did a lot of sort of album swapping overs and stuff. So I think we a lot of driving to angsty girl music that was getting me pumped up. So
that's all you need. That's what you need. You need that pump, don't you? The bit of bite.
Yeah.
But But you've got a couple of shows later this week as well that have sold out. Are they still going ahead?
Yeah, they're still going ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of put them out on a bit of a whim. We were like, well, if they happen, they happen. If they don't, they don't. Just better to be trying than not. But yeah, they're actually happening. So I'm really excited. So we're doing Southampton and London on Thursday and Friday this week. So I'm so excited.
That's good. And sold out shows as well. You can't go wrong with that. That's going to be
yeah, you can't go wrong. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I think it will just be, well, I have this theory that I'll sort of be looking at everyone else being like, oh, I wish I was sat down. And then they'll be looking at me like, I wish I was stood up.
It's a push and pull. Yeah, it is so bizarre. I went to a gig like a couple of months ago, and it was sat down, and it was strange. And you do want to get up, and especially when you're trying not to sing, and you're just like trying to like stop yourself from being able to sing and stuff. But
I want to be sat down like this, like singing along.
Yeah, with your drink, like try not to fall off your chair.
Yeah. Like your mum at Christmas or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the same vibe. It's the same vibe. But it's nice that you've got some headline shows, because you've played some great support slots as well for like the Regrets and Hippocampus. So it's great.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's really, I love being a headline artist, but I think there's a bit more fear that comes with that. You know, when you're a support act, it's so much fun because you almost have nothing to prove. You just go out there, have fun, you know, you're already there, you know, your work's done. So I think when you're a headline artist, it's a bit more like, oh, well, they've come to see me, so I've really got to make sure I'm like on my game.
Absolutely smash it through. You've got Jerry Williams on these shows with you as well, haven't you?
Yes, I'm so excited. I don't really know, you know, Jerry, in my opinion, I started off supporting Jerry, and she's always been for me, you know, we've been good friends for a while, but she's incredible. So to have her as like a special guest is so nice, and we really are good mates. So I think it'll be a nice atmosphere for sure.
Just like hanging out with your mates, isn't it? It's just having.
I love it.
I think that's the way to go, isn't it? It is making mates along the way that I think is really nice about, especially must be being a musician, because like especially when you play together, because it is just like it's like, you know, having your own little session.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as well, you know, you come across so many people on the other hand that you think, oh, would love to never see you again. So when you do meet people, you know, with like a similar mindset to you, and I just think it's really rare that you meet people that like bring you up. And like with people like Jerry and Zoo and like Louise, they all bring each other up. It's a really nice atmosphere. So I do like to surround myself with people like that, for sure.
Yeah, and it makes a cracking gig as well. I mean, you've all got that like really great style as well. Like, I mean, like Zuzu's brilliant as well. And like, you know, you've got this like great. It's nice to have that collaboration with everyone. I really like that.
Definitely. I think music's definitely a collaborative thing. So I think if you think you can go out on your own and just, you know, kind of be horrible to everyone, you're not going to get very far.
No, because no one's going to support you. No one's going to be like, yeah, I love that person, and like get to know that person. But have you been doing quite a lot of writing on lockdown? Have you managed to pen quite a few songs?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when lockdown started, I tried to like write a song a day, so I did that for a month. Done. So I was like proper, you know, on it. But yeah, I've found that I have re-fallen in love with songwriting again. I think it's been really nice to have the time to really work on it. Because obviously it's sort of, I've been away a lot, so it's been like, tour, come home, gig, festival, whatever. So I've never really had a block of time for like the last few years to sit down and write properly. So it's been really nice in a way to have that.
And now you've got 3 albums worth. So
this is like sit back and relax.
Yes, yeah. You're gonna have like a 4-hour set. It's gonna be great. This is all my new stuff. Yeah.
I'll be like, do you want another one? Because I've got another 40 if you want.
Yeah, that's it. I'll do what I'm gonna do it anyway. So sit tight. At least they're sitting down, so it's all right, you know.
Sure.
You know. Get a hard bum, it's one of them things, isn't it? Sorry. Oh, well, Lauran, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been lovely to have you on the show.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. It's been good fun.
Yeah, and best of luck with your shows this week. I'm sure that's going to be really, really fun. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you live in the new year.
Yes, definitely.